The Nerd or Not podcast is an irregularly aired show about games, movies, TV, comics, theme parks and anything else that floats our fandom. And now, here's your hosts, Jay, Bob, and Corey, the Creighton's Guild.
All right, so that's a good point, because now talking about Phil Coulson, that leads me to theories. Let's talk about ideas that we have for the next one.
I want to drop one thing. Sorry, before we go on. Keep that in mind.
Is it a deuce?
No, that happened before the show.
I'm not a savage. That's planning.
Yes, it is. It's called time management, Jay. Anyway, the dude that played Ebony Maw, cast him as somebody else in that universe, because he's good. He was seriously good. And now we're going to leave it at that. You continue.
Agreed. All right, so theories. Obviously, Doctor Strange has a plan. He fucked something with a time gem.
Yep, he saw one alternative of 14 million where they were victorious.
Yeah, so clearly that's what's happening.
Right.
It's not even a theory so much as it is, this is what's going on. And I look forward to seeing his crazy... What's Charlie Pace's character, or not Charlie Pace? The guy that was in Pacific Rim.
Charlie Day?
Charlie Day. I look forward to seeing his crazy theory board, like Charlie Day's character in It's Always Sunny, about what, this is what we need to bring together. These are the characters we need.
There's, it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's it's not a small part of me. There's quite a lot of me that kind of wants the Sunny crew to end up becoming damage control in the MCU.
Who could Charlie Day play in the Marvel Universe?
Make it happen. Well, there's Pip the Troll for him.
You know who he would have been great as?
Huh.
Fucking Weasel.
Well, shit. That's Deadpool, right?
Yeah, but still, it's going to be Marvel eventually, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so theories. You guys seem pretty set that Adam Warlock's going to be Guardians 3, huh?
I think that's been confirmed.
Well, they teased it at the end of 2, so yeah. I
think that's going to be next movie. I think that's where Gamora is.
I would fucking love it if that's the case, but I don't think so. I've heard, of course, this could be another Thor's eye patch situation, that no characters from the Fox universe we're going to be seeing them until the deal is completely gone through, which will take years from now.
That's probably a reality, because that's too much planning, you've got to recast.
Did you see the logistics nightmare that was Infinity War?
Yeah. You've seen the a lot of the principles from the last Fox-backed X-Men movie were more or less kind of sweetened to take those roles. Like, Lawrence didn't want to do any more Mystique. She was kind of done after... I think she was done after First Class, to be honest with you. But still, they're not going to be able to deal with that shit. Those other contracts. They're probably going to lobby pretty damn hard to get Jackman, because he's such a...
No, he's done.
I know he's done, but they're going to... It's the guy that they get to be Wolverine, or whoever the fuck else
is going to be compared to Jackman.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be Wolverine?
Well, because it's Wolverine. It's Wolverine.
Right.
I think, honestly, out of every property that Fox owns, the only character that's safe is Deadpool.
Yes. Yeah.
And the characters in that little corner of the woods. Deadpool, Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Cable, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
No one else will be. I think every other character will be replaced.
The X-Men's going to be a reboot. Fantastic Four is a definite fucking reboot.
Yep.
At least
please
from
reboot
what you've
right.
told me. I haven't seen the last movie, but Deadpool,
it only made like $14 in theaters, so don't worry about it. You didn't miss much.
All right. Deadpool is going to be kind of a weird one too, because I think that the people involved with the Deadpool, and I hesitate to say franchise, are kind of at that point of cognizance where they realize that the first movie did so well was because it was punctual. And now it's going to have to, in order to keep Deadpool going, it's going to have to start either creating its own cliches, or it's just going to fall into degenerate self-parody. And it's not going to have as much of an impact as the first movie did.
Yeah, the problem...
Did you guys see the trailer for the next movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the references, I was legitimately I don't usually laugh at trailers like, okay, let's just get on with the movie. But that one, I was actually, this is funny as hell. I can't wait to see
Then I
it.
might not have seen that trailer.
I think it looks very funny, and I can't wait to see it. But the problem with making a Deadpool film is that you're not able to maintain the character every month like you can in a comic.
Yeah.
Because you make a movie and then you have to wait 2 years to make the next one, and the character's kind of stuck. Mm-hmm. Like because you can't evolve him over those 2 years, because now you have an expectation of your film goers that he's going to be the same character in 2 years.
Yeah.
With a few tweaks.
And think about how many of the jokes from the first movie were Ryan Reynolds bagging on his mistakes as an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that about Deadpool, and as much as I thoroughly enjoyed the film, and I still do, that is it was a very different experience watching it at home as it was watching it in the theaters.
Oh.
That was a shared experience, almost by necessity. Like watching it at home, I was like, hey, this is pretty good. But I wasn't like losing my shit like I did in the movie theater, where it was, okay, it's a wave of hysteria, everyone's laughing.
Yeah.
It was a very, very different experience, and I was really surprised by that.
Less a film, more of a zeitgeist, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I fucking hate that word. Probably because I'm misusing it here as often as I misuse it in other contexts. But I think that's what. Yeah.
It was certainly a movie. Mm-hmm. Like it was definitely a movie, and it was an action movie, and it was a good action movie. Mm-hmm. But it was a really rare occasion where it was a social action movie.
Yeah.
Like it was something that almost necessitated a crowd, because it was that type of movie, and I'd never experienced that before.
Because you're all laughing at superhero movies, and you're all laughing at yourselves going to see another superhero movie in order to laugh at superhero movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And getting that Blu-ray home, and I bought that like when it opened at Target. I was there at 8 a.m. and bought the Blu-ray and brought it home that day and watched it. It was a very different experience. It was a little sobering. I was like, that kind of sucks. I was really excited about this, but it's not taking anything away from it. I still love the movie. It's still wonderful, but it was just very different at home than it was in the theater.
Seeing that in the theater was a lot like seeing Spaceballs in the theater. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't see Spaceballs till I was a teenager.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was. I could probably compare that to other Mel Brooks stuff, like Men in Tights or something like that, which I did see in the theater.
So you were lucky. That's one I wanted to see in the theater. I never got to.
All right, let's get back to theories, because I think we're getting off. Which
we never do ever. No, we're usually so focused on this show, topic to topic. God damn it!
I want to get back to my theory about the Soul Gem. I honestly believe that the next film is going to, because they've already said it's significantly longer than the last one. Mm-hmm. I really think we're going to see some stuff in the Soul Gem where Gamora is there, and she meets Adam Warlock, and it's her convincing him to, hey, get out of your fucking hippie commune and come help the universe. So.
Yeah. Wait, now when you say she's already there, dead Gamora, like she's in the Soul Gem, like her actual incorporeal being.
Yeah, her soul was probably taken into the gem as it became itself open to Thanos.
And then Warlock is in the gem, but not in that caterpillar coffin that the whatever the fuck they're called.
Right now,
the gold people.
Warlock is in. Yeah, he's in the life pod thing. But I remember after Thanos snapped his fingers, he had a vision of himself in like this orange, watery haze place.
Yeah.
With a child Gamora there. I think that was the Soul Stone environment. I'm just guessing, because it was all orange, and she's dead, but her soul is here, and that's how he remembers her as a child.
Yeah, so that's my theory.
By the way, what kind of cheap shit is it that the gauntlet was fucking smoking after he used it? They better not run with that crap. Because that's going to be a huge bullshit card being thrown straight the fuck down. It's the Infinity Gems one-time usage only. These things are like the concentrated remnants of an entire fucking existence. Nah. We don't accept that, sorry. You're gonna have to write a script about that.
The Time Stone has an expiration date. That's an irony thing right there.
And that's what Doctor Strange did.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the second Doctor Strange movie. If they keep the if Derrickson comes back to write and direct it, because that's one movie that I keep finding myself coming back to watching on Netflix. And I never expected that because I'm not into Doctor Strange at all, the character anyway. And the first time I saw the movie, I told y'all I wasn't like wowed by it by any like means whatsoever, by any definition whatsoever. But every time I watch it, I like keep picking out like new things, structurally speaking, and it's just like, God damn it, this was fucking really well done.
Do you guys think Wong ever got his tuna melt?
I don't believe so. No, I think that was one of the.
He only had 2 drachmas on him, or whatever it was.
I believe that what happened to Wong's tuna melt was that he was about to bite into it, and then.
Oh. It
And
sucks
thus,
when you cook a tuna melt too long.
The audience was spared the hardest tragedy of Infinity War. So yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So,
If she's still around, Tony Stark is going to have to go to Aunt May and explain, your nephew's gone.
Oh shit.
yeah, he's not.
And Pepper, if she's still around.
Well, then that lets him off the
God,
hook,
this
doesn't
one's
it?
dark.
Yeah. So who do you? So we obviously Captain Marvel's going to get introduced in the next film,
Right.
or brought into the fold. She'll be introduced in her own movie.
Yeah.
Who else do we think is going to be new for this next one? Obviously, I'm thinking Adam Warlock is going to be part of it. Rocket is the only Guardian left, if I'm correct.
He's going to go recruiting,
Yeah.
Right?
yep.
Like
I'm pretty sure he's going to do that.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Bug.
Uh-huh.
We'll probably
Jack
get
Flag.
Jack Flag.
Get us, Jack.
He'll go find Cosmo. Trying to think of who else he could bring in.
It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, but I could definitely do with Howard becoming a more permanent fixture in the Guardians.
They're introducing Captain Marvel, which means there's going to have to be something with the Kree. He could bring in Phyla-Vell.
That's true. Oh, hell yeah, that would be...
Phyla's
It's not likely, but it's a stretch. Silver Surfer.
Moondragon?
Moondragon's probably a definite, because then that would create some
Yeah.
sort of like a parental conflict with Drax once he becomes revived, and then
Yeah.
that would set a lot of groundwork for Guardians 3, if, that's where we want to go with that.
So yeah, there's so much that could happen.
I know!
It did make me super jazzed to see Ant-Man and the Wasp this summer though.
Yeah.
And I'm so disappointed in Marvel. They released a giant standee, like cardboard standee for theaters. I was so pissed that they didn't make it like this big, just for like concession stand theater tops.
Oh, yeah.
Just to put it like next to the register, actual size. It's
People be stealing that shit left and right, though. That's probably why they didn't.
But like, it's just. It's like they're
They have
marketing.
a poster of basically the same joke, where it's this giant white poster, but tiny little
Oh my god,
images
fuck
in the
that
dead
fucking
center.
movie poster. That was like the easiest 10 grand that artist probably made in his entire career. Fucking shyster.
I like that poster.
Yeah.
So the last question then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did have one theory.
Okay.
Don't know how it's going to play out, but the 2 major ways the Infinity Gauntlet was defeated in the comics was once Thanos abandoned his physical body and became an entity of the cosmos. So Nebula just walked up and was like, all right, I'll take this.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, he became
Yeah.
Eternity, didn't he?
Yeah,
okay.
basically, yeah. But not a lot of people know who Eternity is. But yeah, the same thing. And the other time, what was it? Oh, as the stones were reassembled, the Reality Stone was a fake. And because there was a lack of reality to keep things together, whoever it was that had the gauntlet didn't have the mental capacity alone to hold everything together, so everything just went nuts and haywire. So that's how they're able to separate the stones, and that is where I think we introduce the Illuminati.
Okay, I wasn't reading comics during that period. That was late 2000s?
When was that? Yeah, I think it was early 2000s.
So you've got
But basically, it's 6 individuals who were granted the stones to keep them safe.
Yeah, that was... Oh, I thought that was Infinity Watch.
No, that was right after the gauntlet.
Okay.
But years later, when the gauntlet was reassembled, they decided, okay, these characters, you're going to be in charge of the stones. And one of them was Tony Stark.
Black
It was
Bolt.
One of them was Black Bolt.
Namor
Tony
was
Stark.
another one.
Tony Stark, Black Bolt, Namor, Black Panther, Professor X, and Reed Richards.
Yeah, and the members changed a lot because Beast was was part of the Illuminati at one point. Professor X. So they'll have to finagle it a little bit if they don't have the rights to some of these characters, but maybe Captain Marvel's one of them.
That would make sense. I mean, there's 2 that are off limits by default. Although...
3. Namor, too.
Oh, Namor's packaged with the Fantastic Four?
No, Namor's owned by Universal, and Universal will not give him up.
How'd that happen?
It's a weird deal that... goes back to when the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man was bouncing around.
Yeah, but the Fantastic Four has been with Fox since at least 2002, right?
Yeah, Universal has a death grip on Namor. They won't let him go.
That's so fucking bizarre. What are they going to do with that character? That dude
Nothing.
Is a supporting cast member at best.
Yeah. You can see...
Wait a minute. Isn't there like something where they have to do something like every 10 years, otherwise the rights go back? Or not in this case.
That could be interesting. No, they'll just do it.
You can see how assed up Feige is about it, though, right?
Oh, yeah?
like he's actively working to get the Fox properties, but like, Universal's like, hey, we've got Namor. Yeah, it's cool.
There's an Aquaman coming out in a little while.
Yeah, no, DC's got that one. Don't worry about it, boys. We're fine. We're fine.
And Namor continues to languish in disheartened obscurity.
Imperious Rex. You take my winged feet and go pout.
Yeah. Maybe that's why nobody wants to touch...
scaled underwear.
They're going to have to explain the winged feet thing. And it's like, we were able to make good on the whole Captain America costume design, but that shit's... I don't know.
We already got a walking tree. That's enough to the craziness for right now.
Yeah. You got to explain winged feet, scaly underwear, Eddie Munster hair, and elf ears.
Yeah.
That's a lot to swallow
and
for
some
one character.
wild-ass divine eye makeup.
I forgot about the eyebrows.
I was a big fan of John Waters. What's it to you?
Okay, you can bring in Namor, but only if John Waters plays him.
John Waters.
And he's an old-ass monarch.
Does he still have the pencil mustache?
No, but you know what? Fuck it. That's a trademark. You gotta. That's the King of Atlantis, right there.
My name is Namor, and this is the Creep.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Is that guy
Corey,
on fire?
Do you have any?
Human
any
Torch. More like the Human Gauche. What's up?
Human Torch. It's a little on the nose, don't you think? Do you have any theories besides John Waters being Namor for the next film?
That's not a theory. That's a demand. But
where does the film rank for you in terms of MCU, Corey?
Top 5.
Sure.
Kind of goes without saying. I mean, walking out of a popcorn flick with that many people in attendance, just absolutely fucking Schindler's List devastated, leaving the place. That's a good goddamn movie.
Yeah.
But I got to think about all the movies that Marvel's done up till now in total, and that's kind of difficult. So I'm gonna say it sits at a square 3 or a 4 for now.
For me, it's in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get past Iron Man 3.
Nah.
It doesn't get past Winter Soldier. It doesn't get past Homecoming. But from there, shit gets dicey.
Oh, yeah?
I want to say it doesn't get past Ant-Man, but I think it does.
Yeah.
And that's
kind of like your Batman Gravity Falls matchup, huh?
No, I don't get me wrong. I love Ant-Man, but I think I'm going to love Ant-Man and the Wasp a hell of a lot more than I loved Ant-Man, because it's 100% Peyton Reed's movie, and not coming in at the last second to make the film.
Who's writing this one? Do we know?
I think it's Peyton Reed.
I didn't know he wrote movies.
Yeah, well, he wrote Bring It On. I'll look it up, but yeah, I think that I'm going to Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man film is going to slide down a little bit for me once Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out. So I think it's number 3 or number 4 for me.
All right.
Where I'm seeing some kind of fight back and forth is between it and Black Panther. Because I fucking loved that movie. Yeah, I don't know. It's something I'm gonna have to watch again. Same thing with Black Panther. So we'll see.
Let's try to consider like everything else up to this point. So you mentioned Iron Man 3, Spider-Man. Those two are definitely in my top 5.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. Just because of all the callbacks to classic 70s espionage shit, and it's like one of those biases that it's so difficult to shake off. I think Infinity War would trump Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have Iron Man 3 in the same placement you did. Although for a long time it was number 1. I also had Guardians 1 in the top 5 as well. Mm-hmm. It was Guardians 2, but then I saw that again on the flicks when it came out, and I'm like, yeah, this is still a good movie. It's nowhere near as good as I thought it was. I apparently am just in love with Kurt Russell. So I think this one's going to place above Guardians, above Spider-Man, above Iron Man 3. I don't know. That Westworld reference was pretty choice. Okay, I guess it makes it a number 2.
How about you, Bob? Where's it ranked for you?
It'd be interesting to revisit this question in a year from now when the movie isn't as fresh, like when the sequel comes out. I would have to say it's in my top 3. After Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Homecoming. The first time I saw this movie, my app screwed up the purchase. I bought the movie for like a Friday morning. So I show up Friday morning. It's like, oh, sir, your movie is Saturday morning, but this is odd. It's for a time that doesn't exist. So I'm like, huh? But the management was really nice. They said, okay, we'll just get you a seat that's available. It was third row all the way to the left. So
that sucks.
And I was like, you know what? I got to see this movie. I'll sit down. And thank God it was like one of those reclining seats. So I was able to do this. Oh, that's not so bad. I can do this.
Yeah.
And then I saw it yesterday with Alicia, and I kept leaning over. Okay, yeah, no. And she was like, what's going to happen? Who's that? Who's this? It was like, just, it's Black Panther. You haven't seen the movie yet. Just, I'll tell you later.
Just calm down.
Just calm down, God damn it. Everyone's looking at me. It's like, sorry. So yeah, I basically saw the movie. I feel like I've seen 2 different movies from the 2 different angles I saw it at. Man, it was just so good. It was so good to me. And I've been waiting 10 years for it because you guys know.
Well, probably longer, considering. This is my shit. That's your shit.
That's your fucking comics Bible right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say third place for me.
Okay.
I mean,
So
like Gauntlet was like your only comic. Like,
I was into a couple others, but not anywhere close to Gauntlet. Was like my.
It was.
I swear on.
It was
oath.
like Cosmic Marvel and Punisher.
Which is an interesting combination.
Yeah, it is.
I don't remember being into Punisher that much.
Well, the Garth Ennis stuff. Well, the book that you've got on your shelf, the Welcome Back, Frank.
Oh, that Punisher is a different.
It's a different story
right
yeah,
there. Yeah.
All right, so Ant-Man and the Wasp is written by Chris McKenna, Eric Summers, Andrew Barr, Gabriel Ferrari, and Paul Rudd.
That's a lot of fucking people.
First and second, though, are McKenna and Summers. So.
Okay. Well, it didn't fuck up Spider-Man any, so yeah.
Yeah. So, there's that. No, let's move on. So, before we get to the close...
How can we move on? Half the universe is dead.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh, god damn it.
That one, I gotta be completely honest. Yeah, I cried on that one. That one hurt.
If you didn't...
That one was hard to swallow.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on. Corey, you do a segment.
A thing I'm trying. I kind of fucked it up last time, but let's...
Pixel Mixer.
Yeah, the Pixel Mixer.
By the way, I love that name.
I do too. I think it's
good?
a wonderful name. Yeah.
All right, guess we're sticking with it.
Can I talk 52 weeks real quick?
Sure, do it.
Cool. So I know Bob has mentioned it a couple times on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure on the podcast as well, but I've been doing a project on my own called 52 Weeks of Tiki Drinks, and on Instagram it's at 52 Weeks of Tiki. Basically what I'm doing is I'm making a different tiki drink every week because I am just loving the drinks, loving the culture, having a lot of fun with it. I was supposed to make this drink last night because yesterday was May the 4th, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, and that did not happen because I fell asleep. So I made a Revenge of the 5th drink today.
Spicy wordplay, yes.
Today's drink is the Darth and Stormy, which is a take on a classic drink called the Dark and Stormy. It was served in this handy dandy Tauntaun cup because I don't actually have a Darth Vader mug.
Yeah.
But, forgive me. And the drink is real super easy. You get a bunch of crushed ice, toss it in a mixing cup.
Did you say super easy?
I probably did, yeah.
I'm going to be expecting great things out of this drink now.
It's super easy to make.
All right.
Crushed ice, half ounce cinnamon syrup, 1.5 ounces of Demerara rum, 3/4 ounces of fresh lime juice, and 3 ounces of ginger beer. Now, this is a drink you do not shake because ginger beer is, of course, carbonated. And if you do that, your drink will blow up. So don't do that.
Unless you want to make a Molotov cocktail.
So basically, all you do is you just put it in a shaker, in your shaker, or right into the mug itself. Use your stir stick, using this handy dandy Tiki Tony from California Luster, and stir it up and drink. Garnish with a cinnamon stick, and it is fucking delicious.
All right.
As someone who has never had a Dark and Stormy before, I will be having Dark and Stormies on the regular now because that shit is easy to make and really fucking tasty.
For those of us ignorant swine that can't pick a white from a dark from a Demerara, what makes a Demerara what it is?
All right, so Demerara rum is a specific rum made from. It's a molasses rum.
Okay.
It's made from a particular type of sugar cane, and it has very, very distinct flavors.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it tastes like molasses because molasses can kind of taste like shit.
I don't know. Well, the dark rum to me tastes more like molasses than Demerara does.
Demerara also has a lot of fruit flavors in it, and like flowery flavors to it. So it's really good, and I'm really excited. I was telling Bob earlier before you got on. I actually convinced our liquor store here to start carrying Demerara rum and Agricole.
Yeah.
So I don't have to drive all the way to fucking Chicago to get my rum and become fucking Smokey and the Bandit bootlegging it back to town. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, this shit's really good. I used my own cinnamon syrup that I made at home, which is time consuming. I strongly suggest you just buy it.
From any particular syrup vendors you'd like to recommend?
BG Reynolds do great stuff. They are kind of responsible for bringing back classic tiki mixes. Don Beach, Ernest Beaumont Gant, was the guy who ran Don the Beachcomber, the original location out in Hollywood, California. He was a secretive motherfucker and had stuff called like Don Spices or Gardenia Mix, which didn't have gardenia in it at all. But it was white. So, so it was. It's a lot of stuff like that where he wouldn't tell everyone what the recipe was, and
he would actually make the drink in the back.
Yep.
And some of the people who would actually mix the drink would get hired by other bars.
Yeah. And that's kind of how things have become pieced together. Is
tiki bar poaching.
Yeah, seriously. So people have, specifically Jeff Beach Bumberry, went on an expedition for imbibing, basically, and found all of the recipes and put them all together in his books and his Total Tiki app. Seriously, if you can get Potions of the Caribbean, do so. It's a magnificent book, or Beach Bumberry Remix. They're both spectacular. But Blair Reynolds from BG Reynolds, which is a company out of Portland, is taking those recipes and making them shelf stable, so you can, or refrigerator stable, so you can store them in your fridge for up to 90 days and have these things on hand.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and his syrups are fucking spectacular. They are so goddamn good. Like I had Orgeat and I had Falernum here already, and I ordered both of his Falernum and Orgeat because I had a discount code, so why not? I will never buy the cheap fucking Orgeat or Falernum again, because it is like the first Mai Tai I made with my Orgeat was like mind altering. Like I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever drunk in my life. And yeah, it is marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
All
and
right.
if you ever have a drink at Trader Sam's, they use BG Reynolds syrups in all their drinks. So
Was that a recent thing, or
Makes
did that
sense.
just start?
no, that's been going on since the Enchanted Tiki Bar opened in Disneyland like 10 years ago.
Nice. Okay.
So there you go.
Thanks for making me miss Trader Sam's a little bit more.
Yeah, me too.
Trader Sam's and Jocks. Swear to God, we need to put those two playlists together while that's on my mind.
Come on down.
Now, when you say orgeat and agricole, I'm pretty sure you're talking about like orgeat agricole, right?
Well, agricole is a rum type.
Yes.
It's a white rum. And
Yeah.
yes, I'm talking about orgeat or orgeat.
I know. I
But,
just wanted to imitate the guy.
Yeah. Talking about orgeat. You want to make some orgeat and put it in your drink.
1.5
Then
ounces
mix
of
it,
agricole.
and then mix it up.
And pour it on your balls. And be glad that you're who you are. You're the
And
beautiful
then
person.
make sweet, sweet love.
You're a
Headsets
wonderful
are
human.
sweaty as
I
hell.
can't wait for
Cherish
Bob to
your
hear all
life.
this because his headphones have been off for that entire talk.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to edit around us being awkwardly vulgar. Sorry.
I'm used to
Yep.
it.
All right. Not sure about this time, but look forward to what you
got,
do.
What you got there, Bob?
This is my orgeat. It's Barsmith. I think this is like really basic, typical stuff. I'm just trying to see. It's just tropical syrup, regular. No thrills, whatever.
I do have some more jet down here. Now, is this what you're... Oh, it's the BG Reynolds, right. Oh, this is supposed to be in the fridge?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Okay, well, that's gonna go in the fridge at some point. It's about 2 weeks old, and it's been opened.
I will tell you, that's the same mistake I made with my first purchase of his stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had to be refrigerated, and my passion fruit syrup went bad.
Oh, shit. All right, well, I guess we'll try to make something with it tonight and see what happens.
So does this. It says right on the label, refrigerate after opening. It's been sitting up there for over a month. And I've been using it, too, because I only got like a few ounces left. So it hasn't killed me yet.
So, for those of you who are wondering why I quit being a professional bartender...
Put your orgeat in the fridge.
That's right. Do what Bob says. Put your orgy in the fridge.
Yep.
Orgy, yes.
So nobody overheats. All right. So Pixel Mixer is the thing now, right?
Yep.
Okay. What the fuck were we talking about earlier anyway? Oh, I had an idea for the thing I was going to do. Right. So, the Pixel Mixer is...
While you're making that, the rum and coke I had has run through me, so mix away, Corey.
All right. Let it run wild.
And there'll be more awkward editing later.
All
I'm
right.
sure.
What you gonna do when my wiener has to pee on you?
Oh my god. What? This is how you spend adulthood. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh man. Holy shit. I'm
So he's
crying.
got that waiting for him, huh?
Yep.
Shit.
He's back.
Something fell down. I don't know what it was.
Hey, Bob.
Hold on.
Hey,
How you doing?
are we in a lull?
Yeah, bit of a lull.
Oh, okay.
Pixel Mixer is a thing where I take a video game. Might be playing it currently, might not be. Just reminiscing about it. Or ruminating about it. Or perhaps both at the same time. And I try to pair up a drink with it. Lately I've been playing a puzzler. I want to say it's a first-person puzzler called the Talos Principle. Were one to ask me to describe it to them, I would have just as much trouble describing that game to them as I have talking normally. So, there's a lot of thinking involved, obviously. Puzzling, spatial reasoning, etc., etc. What kind of a drink goes good with a game that demands mental faculties? Or at least...
coffee, first thing in the morning.
Coffee first thing in the morning? Well, that's another good answer, but I'm too lazy. So... That is true. Like, most of the time I've been playing this, I've been having, like, copious amounts of caffeine. But we're just going to go with a standby that I believe doesn't get a whole lot of credit. You guys are going to be like, you fucking cheap-ass bitch. But it is water. Because Jay suggested it before the show. And I'm like, God damn it. What kind of a fool is going to be imbibing alcoholic beverages and trying to convince themselves that they're having a good time doing this? You can maybe play a little bit of Portal drunk, buzzed, whatever. You're not going to get too far into it. Talos Principle's similar, and a lot of other games like this, Mag Runner, etc., are going to be placing you in a like situation. But more to the point with this, you're going to miss a ton of the story. And it's kind of an important factor with this game because there are so many other puzzle games and kind of classically designed games now that will try to incorporate like a rich story like that, but it's always going to be at arm's length from the gameplay. Things aren't much different from Talos, but this game does one thing that I believe it's a simple conclusion also, or a simple approach. It incorporates a lot of what you need to learn about the lore and the characters involved by setting and staging. Messages are left on the walls of the spaces you inhabit in QR code because you're an artificial intelligence. The people that you communicate with are also artificial intelligences. There are proxies of like old Apple IIe style terminals in the game world that you can use to talk to the people that, or at least hear from the people that designed the world that you live in, things like that. And it was like, okay, I understand that like reading and moving are going to like always going to be in this very awkward dance with each other, and this tango is going to go nowhere. But this is as close as a game is going to get to be, you know, the kind of lofty the way that it wants to be, but without like fucking leering at the player in doing so. Which, Braid, fuck you, Braid. Anyway, you can leave that out. So, Talos Principle, water. I swear I'll have something more honest next week.
Honest? What are you talking about? This is probably the most honest answer you could have given.
I guess so. It's just that I feel like I'm promising. I'm like, there's a bill of goods here that I'm selling, but there's nothing behind the counter. But that's pretty much what I've been into.
That works.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So, guys, that is going to do it for this extra long episode of the show.
Extra long. This is the standard now. You're doomed.
So as always, guys, we feed off dialogue, so we ask you to subscribe, like, and engage us in the comments on anything talked about today, either here on Facebook or Twitter. We are at Cretans Guild. Thank you guys for having me back on. Apologies for not being around more lately, and I will try to do my best to be back on as often as possible. Mm-hmm. As long as the wife is not closing on the night where we record, then I'm in. And work isn't shitty.
Yeah.
Well, now we're asking too much.
Yeah, well, possibly. But that is going to do it for tonight, guys. Hope you enjoy the discussion. Hope you vote in the playoffs. Don't vote for Tom and Jerry. And to all of our followers, new and old, we say welcome to the guild.
Mm-hmm. That's a really cavalier attitude for a native to have in the Wild West. I'll tell you what. That's commendable. That's commendable. Because that's how you get a contaminated blanket.
That's how your mother got a contaminated Ah, damn it.
Not a
I fucked it up.
That's a sticky blanket, not a contaminated one. Although technically, I guess.
No. It's contaminated.
It's good. God.